So you're someone who likes to get past the surface, right? Understand what's really happening underneath.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No easy headlines, just the deeper story.
Well, today we're taking that exact approach to college graduation rates, something tons of families look at.
Exactly. You see a college promoting this like really high graduation rate.
And you naturally think, okay, that's the percentage of students who start there and actually finish. Seems logical.
It feels like the measure, doesn't it? How well they get students across the finish line.
But we've got some info here, actually, from Diversified College Planners that shines a light on how these rates are often calculated.
And well, it's maybe not quite what you'd assume.
You might see 80% and think, great, 8 out of 10 freshmen get their degree, but that's often not the real math.
Right. Because interestingly, colleges often calculate that rate based only on the students who make it to senior year.
Not the total number who originally enrolled as freshmen.
Not usually, no. So let's walk through a quick example. Say a college starts with 10,000 freshmen, big class.
Okay, 10,000 starting out.
Then over the next few years, people leave. You know, life happens. They transfer, maybe find a job, personal stuff comes up.
All sorts of reasons. So let's imagine maybe half those students are gone by the time senior year rolls around.
Yeah.
So 5,000 left from the original 10,000.
Exactly. Now, out of those 5,000 seniors, let's say 4,000 graduate.
Okay.
So the college takes that 4,000, divides it by the 5,000 seniors, and boom, they report an 80% graduation rate.
Which, yeah, sounds pretty impressive on the face of it.
Yeah.
80%.
It does. But wait a second, let's rewind. We started with 10,000 freshmen, remember?
Right, the original group.
And only 4,000 of them actually ended up graduating from that specific college.
So if you calculate it based on everyone who started, 4,000 out of 10,000, that's only 40%.
Precisely, 40%, not 80. That's a huge difference.
Wow. So the reported rate versus the actual rate based on initial enrollment, massive gap.
It really is. And this isn't just some wild hypothetical. The data from Diversified College Planners suggests this is pretty common. On average, they found the published rate is often around 37 percentage points higher than the rate based on the starting freshman class.
37% higher on average. Okay, that's significant. That really changes the perception.
Definitely. It tells a very different story about the student journey.
So why does this gap matter so much for, students and families looking at schools?
Well, it gets down to the actual odds, the real risk, both academically and financially, that students face from day one. It's not just about getting in.
It's about getting through.
Right.
And that 40% figure, in our example, reflects that journey much more accurately than the 80%.
Right. It also makes you maybe question relying too heavily on just like reputation or the published rankings alone.
Yeah, because a school might look great on paper with that high published rate.
But what about the thousands who started and didn't make it to senior year there? What was their experience? That's often hidden by the standard calculation.
So it really pushes you to look past the shiny marketing numbers.
Exactly. And that's where understanding these kinds of behind-the-scenes metrics becomes so valuable. Groups like Diversified College Planners try to help families see this fuller picture.
To make, more informed decisions based on what outcomes really look like for all students who start.
It's about clarity at the end of the day. Knowing how the number is calculated lets you assess it properly, not just take the headline figure.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the main thing to remember is that published graduation rate, it probably doesn't represent every single student who walked in the door as a freshman.
Correct. It's usually based on a smaller group, those who persisted to senior year, which can inflate the perception of overall success.
Definitely gives you pause.
And maybe it makes you think, what other stats in college planning or just, anywhere else in life seem simple but have these kinds of hidden layers?
Right. Like, how often are numbers presented in a way that doesn't show the whole story?
And could understanding those nuances, how things are really measured, help you make smarter choices all around?